Podcast and live stream recording here for Friday's main slate. James, got a big slate here closing out the week.
Big slate closing out the week. Happy Friday, first and foremost, John, of course. Interesting slate at that. 12 games on the docket. That is a lot of baseball to cover. We have some aces on the hill, like Mitch Keller, actual ace. Kevin Gossman, actual ace. Brown, Luzardo, Kirby. A lot of good pitching. Bieber, Scherzer. A lot of good pitching. Coors Field is included because, of course, it is.
Right.
That's all that's on every slate. The Mets are in Coors, coming off a big game against the Cubs on Thursday.
Pete Alonso home run tonight.
Pete Alonso home run. A lot of interesting things going down. Let's take a look at Vegas. We'll give it a quick overview on if there's anything significant. The most significant thing I see currently is, to everyone's surprise, the Houston Astros are minus 260 favorites on the money line up against Oakland Athletics. George Kirby and the Seattle Mariners. This is interesting. Minus 165 on the money line against Pittsburgh. That's more of a disrespect to Pittsburgh's offense because they've been bad lately. Minus 225 is Max Scherzer on the money line in Coors Field. Those are the only notable money lines numbers we have in terms of over-under. In that Coors Field game, 11 runs implied at open. Connor Siebold, ex-Red Sox great, is opposing Max Scherzer in that one. 9 implied runs in Washington, KC. That's Patrick Corbin versus Jordan Lyles. That is a barn burner if I've ever seen one. 9.5 runs in Philly, Atlanta. Taijuan Walker versus Jared Schuster. That's another interesting matchup that a lot of runs should be scored in. And that's about 9.5 in Boston, Arizona. Maybe Boston's offense can pick it up against Brandon Pfaadt. They'll fight a little harder for our money because they have not been doing so.
Yeah, they went into Anaheim. They went into Los Angeles and just got blanked by the Angels. Didn't really matter who the Angels were throwing out there. Griffin Canning, Jaime Barrio, didn't matter. They just weren't giving up, getting anything going there offensively. So yeah, maybe a move into Arizona there will help their offense a little bit more. Let's just jump into it. Like I said, we got a big slate here. We will try not to talk about all 20 pitchers that are going to be on this slate here.
Short at 24 pitchers.
24 pitchers, right, that were on this slate here. Identifying some of our favorites, though. Obviously, Hunter Brown versus Oakland, hard not to just kind of key in on that top matchup there. We just saw this one. Brown went 6 innings, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts in that matchup. Now they're in Oakland, more of a pitcher's ballpark here. $9,900 feels like a lot of money, but the matchup sort of plays up to it. So I think Hunter Brown is, and you mentioned one of the biggest favorites on the board, is going to be one of the more popular options when we look at pitchers over $9,000.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really hard not to get to Hunter Brown after everything that Seattle's done to Oakland in terms of pitching staff. Now, I will say Logan Gilbert not off to the best start, allowing a 2-run home run to Seth Brown, which he does add depth that lineup. The problem is Hunter Brown is not someone. 3 home runs, and they came in 2 starts. He's allowed 3 home runs across 9 starts. He's not a guy who allows a lot of power. I love Hunter Brown. I'm honestly keying in on Mitch Keller here, just riding the wave that is Mitch Keller. John, the strikeouts for Mitch Keller have been incredible. 8, 13, 8, 8, and 10 his last 5 starts. He is 3-1 over that span. You and I played a lot of Seattle this week because it was Oakland. Well, they've been a bottom 10 offense all year long, and now they have to face off against Mitch Keller in prime form. I like Pittsburgh as an upset pick there. I don't know why they're such big dogs on the road, but Keller and Brown for me would probably be the 2 guys I'd really hone in on.
Yeah.
Just above 9K in general. I don't have much interest anywhere else. Maybe Kirby on the opposite side of this game.
Sure.
Because Pittsburgh's offense has taken a step back and George Kirby's been really good, but that's about it.
When we go just at 9K, I know Arizona has some guys against lefties, but Chris Sale's been really good.
Yeah, he has. Listen, we talked, dude, there was always just the possibility that he was getting into he
A
just
rhythm.
was just rusty.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he missed what, year and a half, 2 years basically of throwing a baseball.
Yep.
So, but the last 4 starts now for Chris Sale, he's allowed just 7 total earned runs. He's got big strikeout numbers, 27 strikeouts over the last 3, 23 or more fantasy points in 4 straight here. He, in price point wise, hadn't been over 8K yet. It goes immediately to 9K. And probably, honestly, the way he's pitching is more of a 10K player. So, yeah, Chris Sale against Arizona, I think, is a pretty interesting spot there for sure. And then we kind of go down into that next mid-tier range. Does anybody kind of pop off for you here? I mean, Liberatore maybe against Cleveland could be an option, but they used him out of the bullpen for an inning in his last start, so the last outing. So it's like, what's the plans for St. Louis? With him there. I know there's a lot of pitchers in the 8K range that we kind of skipped through, but I mean, Peralta against San Francisco's okay. Grayson versus Texas, probably not. Varland versus Toronto, probably not. Gray versus Baltimore. I mean, I guess maybe Reed Detmers versus Miami, but like, there's not a lot in this 8K range, high 7Ks that I'm even really interested in.
Yeah, I think Peralta is fine for upside. I know the strikeouts haven't been there the last few starts, but they were prior. Not the easiest string of games, I'd say. Dodgers, Cardinals, Tampa Bay in your last 3 starts, and the start before, hey, pitching cores. So I'd be okay getting to Freddie Peralta. You're mostly right. Reed Detmers would probably be the only other guy I would touch coming off the massive ceiling game. And you know what? The strikeouts for Reed Detmers have been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All but 5 and all but 1 start this year, and that was against Cleveland, who doesn't strike out. Miami is a terrible offense outside of Jorge Soler right now. I mean, he hit a home run in every game in Coors, or at least the last 3.
Yeah.
And can he homer here again? Sure. That might be the only run they score, like Jorge Soler home run. So I'm perfectly fine getting to Detmers. Musgrove is gonna figure it out eventually. Is this the spot to do it
The
in Yankee
Yankees in Yankee
Stadium?
Stadium? Probably not, right? But Kyle Gibson went out there tonight and basically blanked everybody. So
yeah, so 7,500 for Musgrove is really interesting. I am with you on the Liberatore thing. I liked him in the Milwaukee game. I like him as a prospect. He just wasn't great last year, but 7,100 is a good price.
All right.
After that, though, oof.
I mean, Alex Wood is a lefty.
He is a lefty.
Against Milwaukee. He hasn't pitched more than 75 pitches. He hasn't made it out of the 5th in any game this season.
Not great.
Not great. I don't know if that is because he's on a pitch count. I mean, Philadelphia, 4 2/3, 2 earned, 4 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks. They pull him at 72 pitches. I mean, again, I don't know the game flow of that one, but it feels like an early hook. Against the Dodgers, 4 2/3 shutout, 1 hit, pulled at 75 pitches. Like, is Alex Wood on a pitch count? I don't know what the deal is here. But we've been talking a lot about lefties against Milwaukee and how that's definitely a spot we like to look at. I mean,
he got hurt. He got hurt and then got activated. So I think he's still trying. They're still trying to work his way back.
Okay.
But he's been terrible on his way back. So like,
yeah,
I don't
hate it. I definitely don't hate it either.
We have to run into league MVP. Alex Wood is running into league MVP. True. Owen Miller, so that is something to.
Patrick Corbin's got quality starts now in 6 of the last 7.
Has he figured it out?
I don't know. I mean, listen, he's not like lighting the world on fire, but when I wrote him up against Detroit, I said, what if he goes out there and goes 6-2-3 and gets a win? And that's literally what he did. And he got you 16 fantasy points. At $5,900.
At a sub 6K price tag.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you're getting here, then that's good. That's good enough.
And I believe Casey strikes out, I guess not that much against lefties. They actually rank pretty good against lefties. 20th in strikeout rate. which is subpar. 745 team OPS is 14th, so they're like league average in a bunch of different categories. I'm okay with it. I'm indifferent. I will admit that he has been better for sure.
What are we doing with your boy Randy Vasquez here at 4K? Another 4K starting pitcher that sometimes we just take shots on for the sake of taking shots on.
That's pretty much what Randy Vasquez is. Like, he hasn't
Okay.
been good in AAA. He's missed a lot of bats, but he almost has a 5 ERA. It's fine, but only reason I'll say it's fine is because I keep saying this and people just keep ignoring it, and it keeps happening where San Diego just hasn't hit righties this year.
Right.
And yeah, they had a couple good games because Rougned Odor has been their savior. Like, what if Rougned Odor is not their savior here? Are we
Right.
still like? I don't know. It is what it is. It's 4K. You get Soto in Yankee Stadium, like that's scary. Tatis in Yankee Stadium, that's scary.
Yeah.
Probably a pass for me, but he's 4K. There's probably 75 hitters that are more expensive.
Yeah, exactly, including most of the catcher position. Where we move
Yeah.
on, where we move on to now. I mean, Adley Rutschman against John Gray is 5K. Salvi
Yep.
against Corbin 49. Jonah Heim against Grayson Rodriguez at 4,300 is kind of interesting. William Contreras against Wood, maybe.
Yeah, William Contreras, he hits lefties really well. He's gonna hit like second too. Where do we have William? 3,700. That's a good price. He's been kind of terrible, but
it's not bad. Francisco Alvarez, if he starts in cores against Connor Siebold at 3,400.
Oh yeah, kid is a monster. Can we just again, like, move him up? Just move him up. I know when you get any chance you can to bat Vogelbach and Mark Canha, you take that, but move the guy up.
Right, I agree with you. So, I mean, again, I just kind of quickly scanned through the list. Like, does any catcher stick out to you, though?
Moreno against a lefty. He's hitting over 300 against lefties. It's not. Sale's still giving up home runs. He's still.
True.
Connor Wong hit a nuke the other day. If you want to go Connor Wong.
Yeah, I mean, Connor Wong or Reese McGuire probably gets in there.
Yeah, true.
What did you say? Wallach is this usually catches against lefties for?
No, I think it's. Wallach will catch against the lefty. He's been a little bad lately.
Okay.
They've both been kind of bad. Tice is, I think, the more
falling off a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go on over to first base then, where we get a little bit more entertaining of some positional spots here.
I would say
Ohtani, Alonso homer tonight,
and now of course,
in course, right? Exactly. Olsen gets Taiwan Walker. Christian Walker gets the lefty in Sale. We talked a lot about if we think Sale's still going to give up bombs. Nathaniel Lowe gets Grayson Rodriguez. Cooper gets a lefty here.
Homers in 2 straight days for Garrett Cooper too. I know they were cores or 2 of 3.
Our guy Craig Mish once said that Garrett Cooper could hit 30 home runs if they ever had a DH full time in the NL. He just thinks he has like ridiculous power,
right?
And that's shown through at least a little bit to this point, right? 5 homers in 35 games.
Sure.
Gets a lefty matchup here.
I like pretty much every name you just mentioned. Alonso is first for me of all, but that's not a hot take. He's going to be first for everybody as well.
Right.
After that, like, Bohm against a lefty.
I crapped on him tonight, he homers, because as I said on the stream, if there's a player that I specifically target as a nope, don't like him, they're going to do well. And so far, I'm basically 3 for 3. Adam Frazier, JP Crawford, and now Alec Bohm here. So, sure. Why not? Why not?
You are rolling. In that regard. What else do we have?
Joey Medicis is actually hitting righties really well this year. It's not like lefties for him. Kind of interesting. Yeah, he's starting to heat up a little bit.
He is, for sure.
850 OPS. what do we talk a lot about when it comes to Jordan Lyles, right?
Power, home runs,
Yeah, so I mean, just a little interest potentially here for me.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. 3,100. I mean, we like the Nationals here.
Right, no, for sure. What other first baseman value for you?
I don't know if it exists anywhere. Not anything that I want to play, at least. There's always the Cassis chance of a home run.
Mhm.
Um, that's that's probably it. I don't want to force anything here. Especially like first base is not a position that I want to force at all, especially with Alonso being alive and well.
Fair enough. Second base then. Well, would you do any of the San Diego guys? I know you mentioned struggled against like Cronenworth, Carpenter back in Yankee Stadium.
Maybe
Maybe.
Carpenter. Maybe Carpenter hit if he's in the 5 hole again.
Okay.
Possibly.
Your boy Simeon's been rolling at second base here lately.
He has
Uh,
been rolling for sure.
he's gonna lead off against Grayson Rodriguez here. Um, Kedal Martes against a lefty, as you've talked a lot about, liking that split for him lately. Um, let's see, what else do we have going on? If there's
I
anyone in
mean,
particular you like there, like feel free to shout him out.
I like Nolan Gorman, just the player. I know it's a
Mhm.
tough spot, but like, dude, he has been amazing this year. Over 1,000 OPS on the season.
Yeah,
He got his 4th stolen base on Thursday, including like just the only thing he does is strike out a lot, but like everything else. I mean, he has 23 extra base hits, 13 home runs, 40 RBIs. Like, um, I know again, but Bieber's not like missing as many bats as he's been in years
yeah.
past. So that's where I would go. And then it's just like a bunch of like Drury. We know
Yep.
hits
We'll see if
lefties.
Altuve's back in the lineup or not. Dubron's there, 3,600
Yep.
guy comes back in the lineup. After with Altuve illness the other day, but obviously he's been playing a bit sparingly since Altuve's been back. Let's see.
There's no way Caprillion does what he did again, right? Like,
I mean, I don't know. So I forget who it was. It might have been our old friend Nate Miller. Replied to my tweet there saying that he went down to AAA and said they figured some things out there.
yeah, I'm
I
so
mean,
happy
we've seen
for
it
him.
happen before, right? Where guys do go down
Yeah,
there, like work on whatever is going on, and then come back up and figure it out. So
right.
Emmanuel Valdez, I know he's been obviously coming down from the high, but still has some power in that bat. We talked about Fott struggles against lefties so far to this point in his early career. Let's see here. I mean, Adam Frazier is still $2,700,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he's not gonna lead off. That those.
No, but that means he'll hit fifth again,
But
right?
he
Like
might
if,
hit, he
if
might actually hit fifth.
Said Mo leads off, Frazier's going to hit 27. Rugnet Odor is maybe the best player on the Padres lineup right now. I mean,
Ex
7
Yankee
hits,
great.
7 RBIs, 2 home runs the last 4 games.
Ex Yankee great too.
Yeah, all right. So like, I mean, those two $2,700 second basemen probably deserve a little of attention.
Boy, oh boy, were you gonna play
Does
rookie
Duffy
Odor,
lead
huh?
off against Corbin here at 25?
Maybe if they're gonna continue to do what they're doing, right?
Mhm.
Like if they're gonna continue to switch the lineup around and not use Bobby Witt as a leadoff hitter anymore, then yeah,
All
possibly.
right. Anybody else?
Um, if Caballera, no, he's
Yeah,
facing no.
they'll sit them for it because they're stupid.
Yeah,
Like he
yeah.
won't play against the righty for whatever reason. All right, let's go to third then. Third base here again. Devers, if he breaks out of it ever, you would hope against Fott
Yep.
he could fight through it. The struggles here. $5,800. Riley against Walker, I'm still cool with there at 51. That is my top 2 plays there.
Yes, I would say Devers for sure. You mentioned he struggled, but you mentioned the lefty splits for against Brandon Fott, 310 average, 1,000 OPS, 427 WOBA
Yeah.
against him. So, for sure, Bregman maybe again like toying with our emotions.
Yeah.
He's like starting to play well again,
know.
but like I just cannot believe what Austin Riley did. Just I'm so mad that the BVP truthers got
Got their play.
their double
Yeah.
dong. My main problem, and I'll just be quick on this, is that like we'll talk about it on a different show, maybe on Friday's show about BVP and
Yeah.
why I think it's a crappy
Yeah. That's
a crappy
we'll talk about
metric.
another Friday
Uh,
live stream.
yep, Friday live stream. Yep. Gunnar Henderson, 3,900, had another good game for Baltimore.
Yeah.
Hitting in the middle of their lineup. I mean, if you want him and Frazier, could be like your 5-6 stack.
Beatty had a good night tonight. He's in cores at 34.
Yeah,
Longo.
that's a lock.
Yeah.
He's gonna be so chalk, right?
Yeah,
Beatty.
I would think so. Longo homered
Or-
against a lefty the other day. Like come through here against Sale at 34. Bianco
we got
also there at 33.
It's funny how the Mets have 2 third basemen we could play. The Diamondbacks have 2 third basemen we could play because we have Emmanuel Rivera as well. He had 3 RBIs in that same
Owen
game.
Miller is now third base outfield only after being second base, third base on the Thursday slate.
Sure.
Owen Miller here against Alex Wood.
Sure. That's way worse because second base is like always lackluster, and like now we don't find a shortage of value in the outfield, so that kind of stinks, but it's cool that he has multi-position eligibility.
I would agree with you there.
Wait, dude. I know LeMahieu's been bad, but 2,600?
Yeah.
That feels wrong. He's been like
I mean,
I know he's been bad. I'm just saying that he has that is very cheap.
It's going to help you get Judge and Stanton in your, or not Stanton, whenever Giancarlo decides to come back. Help you get Rizzo and Judge in your lineup.
That is so cheap.
For sure.
What the?
When is Stanton coming back? What's even wrong with that, man?
He's running. He's taking batting practice.
All right, so another 6 months. Got it.
Let's go to short.
Let's go to shortstop here. I honestly forget that guy's on the team sometimes. Bobby Witt, Corey Seager, Francisco Lindor, Xander Bogaerts, Bo Bichette, Trey Turner, your 5K and above grouping there. I think we just lock in on Seager once again.
Mr. Seager. Yeah, I was just looking for the Grayson Rodriguez splits. Actually, right now, that was what I was trying to find. Yeah, lefties crush him. Okay. So are righties, actually. I like Grayson Rodriguez a lot, but this is not a good
he's a rookie,
for him.
right? He'll have a little up and down season. Maybe he'll figure it out in the second half, but right now we're playing Texas. So, or at least we're playing Seager and Simeon and Adolis.
And Nathaniel and Heim.
And Ezekiel.
Duran. Yep.
Let's see here. If you're anti-Caprillion, I know Pena sucked, but $400 there. There's not a lot down here.
Casey Schmidt had a big game, stolen base, 2 RBI double. You called him out on
I did
Thursday's show.
Yeah.
Big game.
CJ Abrams, is that like the next play? I mean,
he's been okay, dude. He's been okay.
This position also sucks. So
it also sucks. Yep.
Nato against Luzardo. Is he lefty? Yeah, maybe Nato against Luzardo.
Yeah, I like that.
Right, $2,200 for Zach Nato here.
Let's just do that now. Let's just do that.
Just plug in Nato. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we
can't plug him in. Are we not playing Seager then?
We'll get there.
Okay,
we'll get there. We'll go to the outfield and figure out if we have good value here.
But yeah, Nato, that's a great spot. Did they lead him off the other day? No, they put Ward.
No,
they won't play Moniak at a lefty. They'll lead up.
For guys hitting 7,000. They're just play.
No, you're on the bench. You're on the bench today. Lefties on the mound. Okay, yeah, no problem. Acuna, Judge, Otani, Tatis, Jordan up over 6K. Buxton, Harper, homer tonight. Shout out to the Harper faithful on your home run call tweet. They came through finally for you. Trout, Soto, like a whole bunch of top tier guys here. So pick your stack, put in the top tier player. No one's gonna blink an eye at you, really.
Yeah. Juan Soto went 1 for 1 with 4 walks today. John, he is really figuring it out. No one's pitching to him. He's looking at every pitch, seeing every pitch like Prime Juan Soto, Yankee Stadium. Love that. I don't know, like. Acuna is obviously stole another 2 bases tonight. Like the guy is just, I think, like.
Well, you heard you crapping on him for getting a 0, so
Yes, that's true.
He was tuned into the Better Baseball live stream at 5:00.
True. I would target Harper, Schuster, like you said, Tucker, and Jordan against. I don't care what Nate Miller said about Caprillion figuring it out in the minor leagues. He still sucks. At least he has in the major league level.
Yoshida at 5,600 feels like a lot, but
it feels.
I know he's been good, but is he? He's slumping at the moment. So.
Well, that's what I said to you when they bumped it.
Yeah.
They bumped it while he was slumping, and he hasn't come out of it for him to stay up. You just saw DJ LeMahieu at 2,400. Can we just let's fluctuate prices here a little bit?
I agree. Adolis at 54, I do like. Sedmol wasn't in the lineup due to personal issues, so I guess we'll see if he's back in there or not.
Soler, lefty guy has the most monstrous numbers. I know he's out of course, but look at these freaking. In the last 5 games, 4 home runs, 20 fantasy points, and all those.
Yeah, no arguments for me here. Starling Marte was free, and then now he's $4,300.
Of course,
I don't know if that. Yeah, Coors Field bump. Still kind of cheap-ish, but
I would play him. Dude, I would Connor Seabold. I'd play him in a heartbeat. $4,300.
Yeah,
this is a guy that we regularly see at 5K.
Yeah, I mean, again,
you can't really play.
Struggling, but it's got to be a spot at some point.
I think he was having a good game on.
He did. He had a good game tonight.
Yeah, he has a stolen base and 2 RBIs. So maybe we're getting hot.
Sure. Duran's 3,800. I know he's slumping, but
yep, I'm okay with that.
Even
targeting
while
Max?
Hitting 100 over the last 10 games, he's still hitting 300 on the year. So there is that. Brian De La Cruz, I know you mentioned that just Soler is on fire, but De La Cruz has been playing really well.
Yeah, he's been great.
Let's see.
Conforto. I mean, guy.
Yeah, of course.
White hot
for sure.
White hot. Homered again Thursday, by the way, John. Thursday, homer.
Did he? He came through for us.
Sure did. He sure did.
Love that for us in the 30% of the field that played him.
Love that for 30% of
love that for the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs that cash with singles anyways. But the home run is also nice there as well. Let's see what we got going on here.
Let me know if you see anything. We could play Ruggie or
Story's down to 32 for no reason.
No reason at all.
Absolutely zero reason. Story Ruiz down to $3,200. I would play both of that for sure. I mean, I would play for sure.
We should want to build.
Yeah.
Let's get a lineup in. So I think we were Hunter Brown.
Yep, Hunter Brown, and what was our
Detmers? I mean, the only problem is the Soler.
That or Liberatore, right?
I'm okay.
Or Wood, but yeah, let's go.
No. I think Wood's third for me in that. So between Liberatore and
catcher, then we have 4,100.
Yeah, without the NATO play. Yeah, I had NATO plugged in. It was 4,400.
Do we want William 37?
Yeah, let's do Contreras.
Okay.
Even though they don't have lefties, but
you had NATO plugged in.
I did have NATO plugged in. It was 4,400.
That's fine.
But we could play Corey Seager.
No, I mean I'm fine checking out NATO. All right, first base.
Alonso?
Yeah, Alonso. Right.
Alonso, Brett Beatty, third, 3,400.
Yeah, we'll do some cores.
You want to do Marte or Nimmo?
Nimmo.
Nimmo 49.
Marte's way cheaper.
Marte.
Let's go Marte. Let's go Conforto.
Definitely Conforto.
I give
5,100 for second and outfield.
Second base. Who's our second base?
Simeon?
Did you? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say we could do Simeon, or we had the Orioles guy there. Blanking out his name.
So if we did
Simeon works. I like Simeon. 57. That's a 4,600.
Give me a $2,900 catcher. Gabriel Moreno?
Sure.
Got us Adolis and Simeon stack.
I like.
That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. All right, guys. We'll be back live at 5:00 Eastern.